beautiful people. This is Danita, D. Antoinette Shine, come to you with a new video. I know that it's a little late, however, it's due to good reason. As you know, I previously was talking about forgiveness, and currently I am dealing with forgiveness, and I didn't want to be hypocritical and share something that I'm not putting into practice myself, so I decided to take a little extra time and get myself together before I try to tell you how to get yourself together. Hope you can appreciate that. Sorry. So, get right into it, shall we? So first, quick recap of the last video. In that video, I spoke about the importance of forgiveness and how when we don't forgive, there are three main things that happen. One being that we hold on to anger and therefore forego peace, because you can't have peace and anger at the same time. 2, that negativity can spill over into other relationships and affect those negatively. And 3, you give that individual and that situation power, which can also spill into and negatively affect other relationships. So, to avoid those things, we want to forgive. So, how do we forgive? There are 5 tips that I would like to share. Granted, these aren't golden rules. These aren't the only things that you may need to do. Depending on you, your personality, your hurt situation, it may definitely take more, or it may take less. But I do want to share these tips that will hopefully help to get you at least in that right direction. Number 1, confess to yourself. Whatever it is that you're feeling that's attributed to that unforgiveness, anger, hurt, confusion, whatever, you need to first acknowledge it and identify it before you can then address it. So, to yourself, confess it, okay? If you are a believer, confess it to God. He's always there, and He is the best confidant. Now, if you do feel that sharing it with someone will help, then share it with a friend or someone that you trust that will not go sharing that information, but that will actually help you, okay? Do not go to your girlfriend that's on team too much, that's just gonna go in. Oh no, where you be finding these shady folks? I tried to tell you, no new friends. You know what, that's whatever. I got my bag in the trunk. Let's ride. Number 2, evaluate the situation to see how you may have contributed to it. Now, oftentimes, there are ways in which we contribute to the situation that causes the need to forgive. Whether you may have provoked anger, or may have been on the opposite side and been too passive in previous situations that are similar, or something else of the sort. Whatever your contributing factor may have been, acknowledge it so that you can then learn from it. Because the only way that we can grow is to learn from our mistakes and figure out what we can do better moving forward. Okay? Now, there is a chance that you may not have contributed and someone may have just hit you from way out of left field. In that case, your number 2 is short. However, if you have contributed, take time to be honest with yourself and admit your mistake to yourself. Decide how you will grow from it and learn and move forward and find that inner resolve within yourself, which will help you with moving forward outwardly, gaining outward resolve with others. So sidebar, Now, if you really take a good look at the situation and you just can't figure out what went wrong, you don't see where you went wrong, there may be a chance that the individual felt that you initially wronged them, which caused them to then do what they've done to wrong you. In those cases, this could be a sign of miscommunication or a breakdown in communication, at which point, to resolve it, both parties would need to be open to having an open dialogue and creating a space where you can both come and share your perceptions and issues so that they can then be addressed. However, for that space to truly be effective, you both have to not only be willing to share openly, but also be willing to receive what the other has to say. Number 3, learn the lesson. Another point that I shared in my previous video about getting over a guy or letting a guy go is that there is a lesson in anything. With any relationship, in various situations, there are lessons to be learned. So take some time and really evaluate the situation, even the relationship as a whole, and look at it and see instances where you feel that they went wrong as well as where you've gone wrong, so that you can therefore recognize those things moving forward and learn from them, grow from them, so that you don't find yourself in the same type of situation in the future. So sidebar. When you are looking back and evaluating to learn the lesson, when you find those things about the individual that you particularly didn't like, yes, learn from them and grow from them. However, do not take those things and generalize them for everyone. Everyone is their own person. Everyone deserves their own chance. Granted, you may take certain signs as warning. Do listen to those. However, still allow people their own fair chance. Granted, there are certain warning signs, like them going upside your head, that you want to take and run with it, okay? Do not stop. But there are other more subtle characteristics that could warrant something moving forward or could not. Different people, different circumstances. Hope that makes sense. Number 4, speak it. When you've gotten to a point where you feel like you are gaining your resolve and coming around, just begin to speak it. I forgive such and such. You're not saying it to anyone else, just to yourself. I forgive. As you speak that thing, you'll start to see it manifest more in your life. Now, if you try to speak it and you realize that you have not gotten there, like just saying their name makes your blood pressure rise, then I would suggest revisiting some of the other steps so that you can get to this point where you can say I forgive them and genuinely mean it, or at least desire to mean it. Granted, depending on how deep the issue runs, it may take you some time, and you take your time. However, you want to get to a point where you at least have a strong desire for that forgiveness. And if you are a believer, pray and ask the Lord to help you. I know I do a lot of times. I'm just like, Lord, I'm struggling. I am straight struggling. Help me forgive, Father. I want to. Help me forgive. And He will help you as long as it is a true desire in your heart. And speaking it will also help with expressing that desire. That's right, baby. Because you got to speak it to receive it. Oh, I don't think you heard me. Now listen now. You speak it to receive it. Aha, that's a word. That's a word. Number 5. This one is the most important one, in my opinion. This one can help with all the other ones. And that is to remember the example of God. In the Word, it says that God not only forgives our sins, but casts them into the sea of forgetfulness. When God forgives, He doesn't throw it back in our face way down the line. He doesn't silently hold it over our heads trying to manipulate or control us. And He definitely doesn't try to make us pay for it later on. What God does is He forgives us and continues to love us, bless us, and show us His grace and mercy. And that, especially as believers, is what we are called to. Now, if forgiving and letting that individual back into your life, in your circle, in your space, is just a little too much for you, I completely understand. And that is not what I'm encouraging. Because wisdom may tell you not to have that person close. Maybe that situation was what you needed to let that person go. So I'm not saying that you have to let them back in. However, when you truly forgive, you let go. So you let go of that anger, that hurt, that frustration, all those negative things, you let them go. And sometimes that may include letting that person go. And you just pray for them and you love them from a distance. That is completely fine. The important part is to let go of those negative things and let go of that unforgiveness so that you can keep your peace and your joy and move on in your life as a whole person without a bunch of baggage slowing you down or creeping back up in future relationships. And sometimes it may take that distance for you both to grow before you can come back together stronger in your relationship. Whatever the case may be in the situation, when determining which path to take, I definitely encourage you to seek guidance from the Father. He will never lead you wrong, and He always has your best interest at heart. So seek Him, be wise, and choose the best path for you to move forward. So, quick recap. Number 1, get it out. Speak your issues and what is bothering you. Number 2, evaluate the situation. See where you and the opposing party went wrong. Number 3, learn the lesson. There's always a lesson or lessons to be learned in any relationship. Number 4, speak your forgiveness out loud to yourself or to the individual, depending on the situation. And number 5, remember the example of God, forgiving and forgetting, or if you're like me, sometimes it's forgive and let go. Either way you choose, seek His example and His guidance. So I hope that this will be or has been helpful for you. If you have any further questions, please feel free to leave them below or contact me privately. If you are interested in personal one-on-one coaching, contact me via my website or my email, which can also be found below. Also, if you are looking for a motivational speaker, I love to speak and on different topics. So I would love to speak with you more about me coming to speak. So feel free to also check out the website or contact me via my personal email. As always, if no one's told you today, I love you. Most importantly, God loves you. Much love and many blessings.